Good morning, LL Nation. This is the Lucky Lefty podcast. I am your guy at SD2 Mics, Shaun Davis, waiting for Malik to jump in. He told me to go ahead and start early. We do have our winner for the tickets to the Fiesta Bowl. We'll make that announcement towards the end of the show. Today, it's your show. I want to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope everyone is staying healthy and safe. And let's take care of each other, right? I don't care which side of the coin you fall on as far as vaccines and all of that. Ultimately, we want the same thing. We want to be able to live healthy lives. So let's do that. And let's help each other do that. And let's keep moving forward and enjoy Notre Dame football on January the 1st. So in this episode, like I said, we're going to get to your questions. And, you know, all the rumors started breaking yesterday, but Lucky Lefty podcast kind of gave you the breadcrumbs and the clues 2 episodes ago. We told you that the offensive line coach situation was going to make most Notre Dame fans very happy when things finally came out. More than likely, the real announcement won't be until like days after. I'll probably say the 3rd or 4th of January. That hire might become official or probably will become official. And right now, it's just a matter of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And we'll talk about that. And I'm sure Malik is very happy because it's one of his favorite coaches from his time at Notre Dame. So, what else do we have to talk about today? I wanted to get to some Kyrie G stuff. Enter the transfer portal. We reported yesterday, or I think it was 2 days ago, that he kind of read the writing on the wall. LSU decommit that was added to the 2020 class very late. And it's just in general, it's difficult for 17 and 18-year-olds to go away from home. But you go from a totally different culture in the South, you come to the Midwest. And if you don't have football, man, because for most of these players, football is their peace. It is their therapy to get away from the ills or the things that they deal with in life. And when they're not playing and all they have is classes and books, that's a very difficult transition for some people. So, and on top of that, I think with the elevation of Xavier Watts and Ramon Henderson, I think Kyrie figured that it was the best opportunity for him to go find opportunity elsewhere. So kudos to that young man and everything he's done. He was a model guy from everything that I've heard. Really wasn't a problem for the coaching staff or the program. And he's just making a decision to go more than likely closer to home and to get an opportunity elsewhere. So much success to that young man. Absolutely. Michael Johnson, we appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. All of you guys that tap in with us each and every day. BL Foster 15, TGS. Merry Christmas, y'all. Eugene Williams, we appreciate it. Tool Worker, Merry Christmas, Irish Faithful. Oh, man, excuse me, guys. I don't know where the heck that came from. Anthony Stafford. What's TGS stand for? Asking for a friend. That's hilarious. Juan Lazada, Merry Christmas, Irish Nation. Let's see, Michael Johnson. The future of Indy football is in good shape. Nick will be retiring in 5 or 6 years. Dabo is falling, and Day might leave OSU. That's interesting because, man, I don't know what Nick Saban is taking, man. I thought Nick Saban would probably be retiring 5 years ago. I thought he would be retiring in a couple of years. So I had targeted like 2023, 2024. And he keeps getting stronger. The program keeps getting stronger. And he keeps attracting great coaching staffs. So, and ultimately, Dabo's probably going to be the successor there. So Alabama, even after Nick Saban leaves, that program is probably still going to be pretty decent. He's going to leave it in really good shape. So if it's 5, 6 years before he leaves, then you tag on another 2 to 3 just because he's going to leave the cupboard full, and there you go. But at some point, you think you'll be able to negative recruit Alabama, right? Just based upon the fact that Nick Saban can't stay there forever. Like, there's no way Nick Saban can coach forever. And because of that, we should be able to negative recruit against Alabama. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to stop from sneezing on air. Give me a second. Don't you hate that, man, when a sneeze comes right to the edge and you think it's about to happen, and then all of a sudden it just goes away? I don't know what the heck is going on. I woke up. I'm good. I know I don't have COVID. So we asked you guys yesterday. Today was going to be about the one thing that you want under the Christmas tree. The one thing you want for Notre Dame football. Now, let's be realistic, because we all can say, yo, we won a national championship under the Christmas tree in 2022. But give me something besides that you would like under the Christmas tree for Notre Dame football that you want to happen in 2022. The one thing, it'd be something as simple as a linebacker coach, new wide receiver coach. Let me know who that receiver coach would be. We'll get to it. Juan Lozada says Fiesta Bowl victory. I guess that's pretty simple. Start right there with a Fiesta Bowl victory. I've really been digging on film. I just watched the Oklahoma State-Oklahoma game. I've seen the Big 12 championship game 3 times. And last night I dug in on the Oklahoma State-Oklahoma game. Oklahoma used a lot of I wish I could really talk to Lincoln Riley and ask him, why did you come into this game and use the 2 running back set more against Oklahoma State? Was it for protection? Because their H-back made a lot of big plays. And I think I kind of connect that H-back making big plays in that game to the tight ends for Baylor that made big plays in the Big 12 championship game. And I told you that Oklahoma State has a very cohesive defensive unit, but they're slow at the linebacker position and on the back end. And if you get Notre Dame's wide receivers and tight ends in space, they should be able to do damage. So, in my opinion, Oklahoma State's going to come out early and really try to rattle Jack Cohn. Especially Kyron Williams, one of the things he did better than anything was pick up blitzes. And I really think they're going to test the young running backs, come out early, try to get to Jack Cohn, rattle him, and make him unsettled. And more than likely, they feel like that's going to unsettle the entire offense. So for me, early on, quick screens, bubble screens, getting it out to the receivers, getting my athletes swing passes, getting my athletes in space. I think that's going to be the key. And if you can, bring Tyree and Logan Diggs into the backfield, release one, and that kind of gives the linebackers a decision to make, especially if they want to play zone. Oklahoma State doesn't go man unless it's like 3rd down, 2nd and long, but they play a lot of zone. They know they can pressure with their front 4, so they like to play a lot of zone behind that, cover 3, and with that being said, I just really feel like if they're going to do that, Michael Mayer is going to have an incredible day, like MVP type day. Michael Mayer might end up with 100 yards, like 7 catches, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. So let's get to some of your things you want to talk about. Oh, I see this. Michael Park says Nico or Dante. All right, Michael, you're going to have to make a decision, my bro. Make a decision. Give me one. If you had to choose between Nico, I am a believer, but I am a believer in Nico. I am a believer. Or Dante Moore. Who would it be? Let's see. Captain and Coke 70. I would like a 5-star quarterback. Which class? 2023. Which class? Man, you guys give me 1 second. What's up, bro?
We back in it. I have to show you,
What you got?
and we have to end the debate right now. I don't know if you know. Oh, he got off as soon as I got on. I had to end the debate.
No, I just put you in solo shot. I wanted to give you.
I got you right here.
You got the Mariah cookies.
Got the. Hold on. We gotta get in. Gotta get into the bag, and we gotta show the difference, man. We gotta show.
Tell me what you think. Have you tasted them yet?
So here we got an oatmeal raisin.
Oh, this is what we're doing to start the show. This is what we're doing to start the show.
And here we got a chocolate chip.
Let me see that chocolate. That chocolate chip. That chocolate chip is looking real skimpy on the chips.
And we here to settle the difference now, because I need people to realize and see the difference between the two.
Oh, that's beautiful. Hold that up to the camera. That's beautiful. Ooh, that oatmeal raisin looks fire.
This is what Notre Dame needs, though. We need one of these guys.
There's not enough chips.
Not enough chips. It's the inside.
No, we don't need that chocolate chip cookie.
See, that's the misconception, because it's on the inside. The range of the talent is on the inside.
That cookie looks a little suspect, bro. That cookie looks a little suspect. That's what's up, man.
Just had to show you, man. What's up, man?
So, of course, we asked everybody in LL Nation, like, yo, what would you want under the Christmas tree for Notre Dame football? Right? And I think we might get into like some Christmas movies, right?
Okay.
Towards the end of this, we got a super chat. Matt, he's not gonna let it go, bro.
I can't let Daniel go, man.
Maybe you can order your new PC on DoorDash and have it delivered.
Hey, just make it all one-stop shop, because I'm tired of them. The game's got to stop. You know, I thought it was the Grinch. It's almost Christmas time. I thought it was the Grinch that stole my DoorDash, man.
So, Better Agency, he said that he wanted Nico or Dante Moore.
You know, I definitely wouldn't mind getting a Nico or a Dante, because then I would know that we're recruiting in the game.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just gotta. Go ahead.
If you had to choose right now between the two,
I'm going with Dante, because he's a Midwest guy, and there's gonna be a lot of cold games that you got to play. And there's something about Cali quarterbacks in that cold doesn't always get a consistent win for you. So I know Dante's used to that Canada cold up there in Detroit almost. So I think he'll be fit for more environments.
Let's see. You know what? I'm just gonna be contrary and just go ahead and say I'll take Nico.
Okay. Look, we're not losing either way.
Anthony Solomon, we appreciate the super chat. Merry Christmas to you and your family, man. Safe travels to everybody that's out there on the road or either taking planes in the next couple of days.
Is it snowing out there? What's the weather like in Chicago?
No, baby, we pulling grills out. It's 50.
Pulling grills out? Oh, man. It's a good Christmas in Chicago.
We're grilling for Christmas, my brother.
Oh, man, hell yeah. It's raining over here.
I thought it never rained in Southern California.
Man, I must be in the wrong Southern California. It's rained 2 days straight out here.
Michael Johnson said he would like Golden Tate or Steve Smith as wide receiver coach at Notre Dame.
That's that NFL we looking for. We get a NFL receiver type coach. I promise you it'll be the same effect.
Oh, Golden Tate has been like, wasn't he like recently fighting somebody over his sister or something?
Oh, I'm not referring so much to Golden Tate, because Golden Tate, I think some players are better players than coaches, and I think he has more of a player personality than a coach personality.
Okay. Enough said. Enough said. Look, man, this is my thing, right? Brian Denbo is, if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, so is Trading Places. Love both movies. Trading Places is definitely a Christmas movie.
Definitely.
Definitely a Christmas movie.
Because
I
how do you enjoy
understand.
it not? Yeah, you can't
I
enjoy
understand,
it if it's not.
I understand the debate with Die Hard, right? Because it's really an action thriller movie that just happened to be based in a timeline surrounded by Christmas. The
Yeah,
theme is not Christmas based,
no.
so people want to argue back and forth that it's not a Christmas movie. But, I mean, I doesn't bother me either way.
Yeah, this is the time when you're watching all the good movies anyway, so it'll come down the list.
Let's see. Steve Batrone says great success for Coach Freeman going forward. Patience is a virtue with our new head coach. I think you
Yeah,
kind of,
let's just keep that in mind.
yeah, you talked about that. We need to pump the brakes and realize I've talked to a lot of people offline and they are really putting a lot on this first game next year. And it's like,
Yeah,
whoa, like, dude, first of all, Ohio State is a good
it's
team.
it's very formidable. We're not talking. That was one of the teams that got the 15, 16, 17 5 stars.
Yeah,
That was one of those teams. And there's
fact,
only 3 teams in the country that are like that. Like
fact,
let's just keep it realistic for a second. I don't even know if we got more than 6 on the roster from the first year recruiting.
right.
So let us get halfway in 5 stars before we start talking about disappointing first games. I mean, good grief, they're still there.
Yeah. Let's see. B Hart 1074, top three recruiting class in 23. That's doable. Especially the way the defensive side of the ball has started. That's very doable.
I think it's even more doable. We beat Ohio State. Now that's
Mm,
speaking down the road, but
right, right, right.
that's what's going to turn the tide for a 5 star. He see that on TV. Yeah, the program's trending in the right direction. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, Marcus Freeman's a cool guy. But if we're beating a team like that, we can attract the amount of guys, not the right guys, the amount of 5 stars that we would need.
Yeah, I can rock with that. We got stoic behavior. I would rather take Trey Holtz or Kerry Colbert over Golden Tate. I'm
Like
not
I
mad.
said, I wouldn't put Golden Tate on the top 3 coaching wish list.
Yeah, Kerry Colbert was definitely a technician at
Yeah,
wide receiver as a player. So he's probably a really good coach.
yeah. I think if anything, he just keep a young coach.
Yeah. Don't tell Driscoll it's not a Christmas movie. Oh man. Yeah, him and Vince have been going back and forth about Christmas movies, man. So I can't wait to see that show that they put on today. Anthony K. Shea, if Tommy develops TB12, how do you think it will affect our recruiting on the offensive side of the ball? I think that cements us in the top 5 programs. Well, I think we honestly, I think we're already submitted as a top 5 program.
You're definitely. I mean, of all time, we're definitely top five.
No, just right now.
Oh yeah, right now we're top five. I think
Yeah,
that the graphic showed it as well. I mean, for having one 5 star and being having talent that's ranked amongst the 15, 16, 17 5 star teams, and to be right underneath them without that, it
yeah,
shows that we really got a program that's strong and consistent. But I really want the recruits to be like, I want to play with Tyler Buckner. So
hmm,
hopefully we see this year coming up an attractive resume coming from Tyler Buckner to where these 5 star recruits are like, man, that Tyler kid, he out there getting the ball out, spreading the love. I want to be on something like that. So
yeah,
hopefully he becomes an attractive recruit himself,
yeah,
playing in that position, and that'll help bring the development on the offensive side of the ball from playmaking situations. Just like the same effect it had at Oklahoma. When they got Spencer Rattler, all the top receivers wanted to commit because they came out of high school with him. They seen him. They know he was good. So that was an easy package deal to
yep,
be able to attract the right type of talent at the quarterback position if he develops. Now, if he's a Jack Cohn, where he's just a guy that's there almost, it'll be a little harder to get those Debo Samuels of the world.
yeah.
Those guys that we really need to push the needle on offense.
I got BL Foster 15 wishing for a CFP date with BK and LSU. Hey, you know what? Both programs have to figure out the quarterback. I think we know who the starting quarterback more than likely will be. They just lost. LSU lost their starting quarterback from last year. He's in the transfer portal. Walker Howard, star recruit. They got him. More than likely, they go into the transfer portal to try to get a veteran.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Kelly is proven the 1 year transfer at quarterback can work if you get the right guy. I think the guy that they had recruited at Notre Dame with Jack thought it was the right fit and the right move.
Yeah.
Was he the best quarterback in the portal at that time? Probably not, but he was the right fit. So I would expect LSU to follow more of a fit than it is a screen popper that they would recruit. Us, on the other hand, we should try to go get a screen popper at quarterback if we're going to get a quarterback transfer.
Yeah, facts. Matt Anderson, the number one ranked right now as far as the recruiting class for 2023. 5 of the 7 are defensive recruits. So Marcus recruited him. If he can recruit offense like he can recruit defense, then the sky's the limit. Like, I agree. Like a top 3 recruiting class, you do. So that means beating Ohio State, Texas A&M, Alabama.
That's it.
And Georgia. Like, those are the 4 that you have to jump over to get there. I don't know what Texas A&M did this year, dude. It must have been NIL money, stock in,
Tesla, because they moved down there.
Oil, all types of stuff, man. That line class they had. They had a quarterback. I didn't like the film on the quarterback that they got. But I will say this. Peyton Bowen, we talked about Jackson Arnold from Denton, Texas yesterday. His wide receiver, Peyton Bowen, who's also a safety. We talked about positionless football and Notre Dame just getting athletes. Peyton Bowen's another one of those dudes. His brother, Eli Bowen, could possibly be another recruit that Notre Dame latches on to. But Peyton Bowen, it looks like in the days or the weeks to come, could very well be committing to Notre Dame. And that right there would be huge, right? Because if you get him, then Carnell Tate, you still want him, but if you don't get him, okay, we got Peyton Bowen. If we don't get Carnell Tate, then we can get Malik Elsie, and we can go get some of these other kids. Now, because like you said, it's about going out and getting athletes and screen poppers. That's what it's about. Because in high school, everybody plays two-way.
Yeah, everybody plays two-way in high school.
Everybody except like Dante Moore doesn't play two-way. Nico doesn't play two-way. But heck, we got 3 quarterbacks on our roster that play linebacker just out of the 2022 class. Yeah, so I mean, that's high school football for most kids. Omar Austin, we appreciate the super chat. Don't forget, guys, subscribe, share, like, let everybody know we spin a different Lucky Lefty podcast. You can also subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Just put in the search A2S Network, and you'll see Lucky Lefty podcast pop up. That's A2S Network to get to us on Apple Podcasts. Thanks for all the great content, guys. Merry Christmas, LL Nation. Go Irish. Yeah, so we haven't gotten to the meat, and the reason why we came on today, we wanted to get to your questions first so we could really dig deep into it, and so I could see, my dude, I could see the smile on his face. Let's see. Matt D. Carnell Tate is the number 1 receiver in the 2023 class. Gotta get him. Nah, no, you don't.
No, we don't.
You don't have to get him. And dude, look, you don't have to get him. There's too many screen poppers in this wide receiver class to feel like we got to get this dude. And if we don't get this dude this early on, then it's a failure. No, it's not. It's not. To me, the most important thing going into the off season is retaining the wide receivers you have.
Yeah,
Keeping Deion Coles and keeping Lorenzo Styles. That's to me, that's part of the 2023 class. Like,
because that's a foundation piece right there. You need
absolutely.
that in the room.
Absolutely. If you lose Carnell Tate, all right, cool. Go get the number 2 receiver. Go get the number 3 receiver. Go get the number 4. It's a bunch of
Because they
screen.
all good for
It's
real.
a bunch of screen poppers at that position in the 2023 class. So I'm not like everybody else. I'm not sweating Carnell Tate like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not
I'm
sweating
not.
it only because it's like it's similar to the receiver class of this last year. You had Jalen Waddle, you had all
Yeah.
Devontae Smith. So you got guys that you can use in different fits, but multiple guys can fit. Carnell Tate is an obvious choice, but you look down that list,
Yeah.
I think we'll be pretty comfortable with anything in that top 10 from this class moving forward.
Yeah. I agree with you, Matt. Yeah, all the oil money went to that recruiting class at Texas A&M. And I agree with you, Michael Rudiker. We definitely have a good shot at Carnell Tate. So I see somebody else. Let me get to this one right here. Here we go. I think Matt D brought up a point. He said, problem is, and we'll get to this, here on the Lucky Lefty podcast, we don't stress being first. We're not one of those shows. Like, we're not in the fight. We're not in the race to be first. That's why we spin it different. So 2 days ago, when we told you, or when I said, stop worrying about the O-line coach situation, like, it's good.
Yeah.
And I pretty much guaranteed that, like, yo, you're going to be happy with the O-line coach situation. I knew that Harry Hiestand was headed back to Notre Dame. All right? You see that smile? You see that smile?
That's right. That's right. Because now I see a very strong future in national championship games.
So we knew that just didn't want to release it at that point in time because we were waiting for other things on the back end of that, the connection to that. And we can go ahead and talk about it, because right now it's really about whether or not, and remember the clue I said was they're good for the next 2 to 3 years and hopefully for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And so in connection with that, Harry Hiestand's coming back more than likely. The contract is being worked out. The announcement is going to come after the Fiesta Bowl, more than likely. But now it is who is going to be the successor. Who are they bringing in along with him that's younger, that can do the bulk of the recruiting, because that's really not Harry's strength. And, Marcus Freeman
It's really not.
It's
He's
not.
a great recruiter because he has a great resume. And when you see him at campus and you watch him at practice, you're like, oh, I want to come because of that. He's a real, you got to come in and see me type of guy.
Like, the greatest thing Notre Dame can do once they make it official is after the NFL season, have Zach Martin and Quentin Nelson come back and take a photo with him.
But the thing is, they do come back. They'll come back to get a workout in. They'll come back just because they love Harry Hiestand. So, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's gonna have guys still playing, coming back in their bye week because they got a lot of respect for Hiestand. That'll be great for recruiting.
Absolutely.
You see Ronnie Stanley, Quentin Nelson, and Zach Martin standing right there. You're like, oh my gosh, that's $300 million in between the three of those guys. That's a lot of money in there. So a lot of pancakes, a lot of blocking.
I can just see it now.
I
can just see it now, like a big picture of those 3 big guys with Harry just standing in the middle. It just
made. Like, you know where to sign. You know where to go.
That's right.
Because he's not going to win you over the phone. He's not going to make you feel like, man, this guy's a great orator.
Right.
He just been speaking them sweet nothings in my ear. He'll be like, hey, watch your film. There's a lot of shit I want to work on. So you got to fall in love with Coach Hiestand through the process of watching him work
But see,
and the benefits you get.
it's not so much, and you know him, right? You get the successor, and there's two ways you can really be good at recruiting. One is your resume, right? Because I think Coach Larry Johnson at Ohio State is the same way. Like
Yeah.
he's one of the best recruiters of defensive linemen going back to his days at Penn State. He's not loud, you know. But he's like a father figure. He has a long list of D linemen going high in the draft from Penn State and Ohio State, and he rests on that. And he's going to talk to you and tell you, plain and simple, this is what I'm going to do to you. He's not about to call you every day. He's not about to be. And Harry's that type of dude. Like, I'm not about to call you.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm going to talk to you.
Because the only reason I'm not calling you because I'm coaching. I'm over here on and I'm at home with my family. It's really that.
Right. And I'll tell you man, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. Yeah. And
but that's how Saban was. Saban was very like that. I'll never forget my call with Saban. And it's like they build it up. They're like, we're going to put you on the phone with the head man in charge. You know, they didn't even call it Nick Saban. They said head man in charge.
Right.
And he gets on the phone. It's almost like an automated voicemail. You know, you'd be like, hey, and then he just goes on, give you his little 30-second, elevator pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, what you think? No, matter of fact, he didn't even ask me what I thought. He was like, that's what we got. You come up, we'll put you back on the phone. Our guy will bring up the school. You know, it's Alabama. You know what's going on.
Right.
And it was such a perfect. That was my first, like, it wasn't a, hey, man, how's your family? You know, we done seen your tape and senior year going great. It was, man, you know what's going on. This is no Alabama football. You've seen the NFL players. You've seen the championships. What else you want? We got it. 30 seconds. It was a 30-second phone call. So that's just the difference. And Hiestand is a lot like that.
Yeah.
But another difference too is Elston has a great resume, but he can't recruit the same way. You know, Elston got to sit in and get mama's cooking, got to call 50 times and check up on you at school. That's Elston's way. But they both have great resumes. Larry Johnson and Elston both have great NFL roster type of resumes for D linemen.
Yeah.
But it's just a different style.
And it's all about effort. Like effort can come in different ways, right? We pointed out yesterday with the example I gave. You look at Steve Kerr, who didn't have like a ton of athletic ability, but he went out there and played hard. Yeah. But he was playing on the court with Michael Jordan, right? And because you see this guy diving on the floor, giving maximum effort, you think, oh man, he's playing hard. And because Michael Jordan makes it look effortless, you don't feel like he's playing hard. It's like, no, they have two different ways of playing hard and two different outputs of what playing hard looks like when you lack athleticism and when you have the athleticism. So don't take it for granted. You know, and Harry's one of those guys that I think people look at him and look at the way he recruits and kind of like, oh man, he really doesn't put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, it's definitely not sexy, but he has it on the back end if you commit. You know, he can get you places if you commit.
Yeah, if you're getting McGlinchey and Quentin Nelson, then you obviously can recruit.
And I think it's just a different respect. I think a lot of players go in with the attitude of coach is going to take care of them when they get there.
Yeah.
And then get disappointed because they find out the guy was just a better recruiter. Harry's the guy reverse. Harry's not going to sell you a bunch of stuff. But when you come in, you're going to be one of the guys. You're going to be a family guy. You're going to learn. You're going to get better. So that's just another attractive piece to a program that Marcus Freeman is building. Yeah. At least you know you got a solid trenches, O-line, D-line coach, guys you can trust, guys you can really, take off with. I mean, Harry has a great record in college for not only recruits, but the amount of wins, because you can be considered those wins. I mean, it's just great for the program, man. It's a happy Christmas Eve when you get Harry Hiestand coming back.
Man, that's a great gift to put under the Christmas tree. for Notre Dame fans and LL Nation. Thanks for the super chat, Matt Anderson. Sick of being a lurker. You guys are great. Merry Christmas. We appreciate you. Yo,
appreciate you.
it's crazy because that's why, your guy smart. So two episodes ago, when we talked about, which positional group is going to be the breakout group in 2023.
The O-line.
That's why I said O-line. Had a little intel. I was like,
yeah, I could just imagine.
Watch this O-line next year.
With Blake Fisher healthy, with Harry Hiestand behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, O-line just got a lot better today.
And you said, I think the wide receiver core is definitely one to watch.
It deserves it. If anybody deserves it on the team, that position deserves the pop the most because it's just the narrative. We're changing the narrative of Notre Dame as a school that you want to come to, making it a school kids can relate to. But the narrative in that receiver room of us not having the amount of success like we need to, like the Ohio State rooms and the Alabama rooms of the world, we can be just like that. So changing that narrative is through recruiting, is through highlighting those guys in offense. But the trigger man's got to be up to par as well. So hopefully we get to see that arm that Marcus Freeman keeps talking about, Tyler Buckner.
Yeah.
Moving forward. Moving forward.
And it's funny because you can go to Irish Breakdown. You can go to the message board, and Brian Driscoll has a very nice breakdown and great intel on really how things came to be. And it was funny because he said, according to his sources, that in the middle of the season, Harry Hiestand was asked to come and help.
Yeah.
And flat out said no. And the moment Brian Kelly left, Harry Hiestand called Notre Dame and said, "Yo, I want to come back." That says it all. Like that literally says it all.
That's right. Because Coach Kelly's really a hater for real. He ain't giving no real love to Hiestand like he deserves. And it's just, it's off-putting because Coach Kelly was never really tapped in to what Hiestand was doing. So whenever Coach Kelly would start yelling, it'd just be off-putting because it's like, man, you done missed that boat. We didn't either talked about it or went over it, or we wanted to do something different here. You just coming in crashing the party. So definitely can appreciate Hiestand knowing what he wants to be around. But man, when you get authenticity back into the building, you get a better culture that comes out of it. And I think Hiestand coming back on his own will after the things happened at school, how they did, just shows that he even knew that the environment was getting better when Coach Kelly left.
Yo, for him to call Notre Dame, like, yo,
I see what y'all got up there.
I'm ready.
I'm coming back.
You see, wait a minute. You see Harry at the crib on the couch. All of a sudden, SportsCenter breaks in. We have breaking news. It is rumored that Brian Kelly will be the next head coach for the LSU Tigers. Harry sits up like,
yeah. He had, he got the TV dinner. He got the TV dinner. You got to move the TV dinner to the side. He's like, hold on.
He's
turn the big remote up.
Got the tray sitting in front of him.
Had the tray sitting in front of him. Had to turn that big remote up.
Right.
That master remote. The master remote go all over the house.
Right.
He said I had to hear it a little closer. He said, let me get on my phone. Had to pull the extension cord out. Get the dialing up. Yeah, I already know.
Boy, he had the rotophone like
the rotophone. It's damn near the bat phone.
He calls in to the office like, "Yo, is it real? Connect me to Swarbrick.
Connect me to Freeman. Give me to the front desk. Give me Swarbrick right now. Give me Freeman and Swarbrick on the conference call." And it's cool because he was the O-line coach when Tommy was a quarterback. So I can really see a connection there in terms of being on the same page. And Hiestand really helping Tommy. I
Right.
think if anything, Hiestand's at that age in coaching where he can really be a great assistant to a Tommy Reese, to that staff there that he's got some years on, and just bringing all things together, especially when things get out of whack. You go right down the hallway to one of the greatest references you can have with Harry Hiestand on how to bring it all back together. Oh, I can't hear you.
That's my fault. I definitely muted myself. Lucky Lefty podcast with my guy, the original Lucky Lefty himself, Malik Zaire, and just discussing Harry Hiestand, man, and what it looks like to be a return to Notre Dame as the offensive line coach. Justin Fry, OC coach, and also O-line coach at UCLA was the other finalists. And man, look, that was window dressing. Like Harry Hiestand calls you like, yo, I'm back. All right, we got to go through this process.
Yeah, I think that
I've
nine
talked to
times
other
out of
guys,
10,
but yeah.
9 times out of 10, most of these coaches and most of these schools already know who their short list is. I think they give the runaround for the media, but they already done called the guys they really wanted.
Oh,
Hiestand was one of those guys. Well, Hiestand called us, so really we
right.
might have didn't even have to put that much effort in for real. And then
Harry probably pulled up on campus, dude. He probably didn't even call. Harry just got up, got his keys.
because you stay down the street.
Right.
You don't stay far. You don't
Rolled up like, yo, what we
park in the
doing?
front.
Like, what
His
we
parking
doing?
space is still there.
Right.
Because he stayed didn't leave that long ago. He pulled up right to the same parking space. You talking about a consistent guy, in the same routine, ain't nothing changed over there.
Yo, so Eugene Williams says, what's y'all's thoughts on Ian Book starting on Monday Night Football? My thoughts are Sean Payton is an incredible coach. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
He's not
about
gonna have
it.
they're not gonna have Ian in no crazy position to where he's gotta
No.
Drew Brees his way out of there. So if any place to start for the first time, that's one place you want to be.
That's the
Just
coach. Yep.
because you're going to be prepared and he's going to be in tune enough to not leave you out there to throw 4 picks and get destroyed in the sack game. But also, you're in a dome. So you got perfect conditions. I
Mm-hmm.
think Ian is a better talent than a Trevor Siemian at least. And Taysom Hill especially. So
Yeah.
from an outside looking in, he definitely sounds like the best option out of the three. And as a rookie man against a team that at the Dolphins, that's a winnable game. He got some good conditions set to have a good first game out there. And shout out to Ian, man. I think, if any other quarterbacks through the Kelly era had the most success, it was him, obviously, but from the best route. I mean, he didn't have to go through much like all the other ones did. But it just shows when you don't have to go through that crazy shit, you can have a good career. You can have a good career. So more power to Ian, man. It would be great to see him out there get a victory at number 16. Is that his number, right? Number 16?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm excited, man. Red Army all day. Hopefully, the guys around him. He got Tony Jones starting too, isn't it? Tony Jones, a running back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like, this is Notre Dame 2.0, man.
Yo, and I mean, look, they just shut out Tom Brady.
Straight
so
up.
It's going to be a very simple game plan. Very simple. They're going to lean on
your defense. Don't turn it over. You're going to be all right.
They're not facing Tom Brady. They're facing Tua. So it's like, yo.
Big difference.
That's all. He'll have to make a couple of throws.
But this is where Ian came into his Notre Dame career. Just don't turn the ball over.
Right. That's it.
You'll be good. You'll get your little dubs.
Yep.
That's who he is.
Matt Anderson. All right, I forgot either Shaun or Malik said yesterday that Harry didn't want to coach with Kelly. Dude, first of all, Malik has said that on this podcast months ago.
Plenty of times, all the time.
When we were talking about and hinting that Harry Hiestand might want to come back or Notre Dame might want him to come back and help Jeff Quinn in the offensive line. We talked about that in the middle of the season right here on Lucky Lefty podcast. It was all you were pretty adamant saying, him and Brian Kelly don't really see eye to eye.
But it just shows Brian Kelly tried to leave Notre Dame and take some guys with him, and they wouldn't go. So from an aspect of him trying to do it for the third time around and rebuild a program
Yeah.
after all the relationships that you done had your way with. It does it always return in the favor that you wanted. It's not looking like it, but a guy like that, man, that have been through the ring of fire to get that $100 million contract, I'm sure he'll figure something out.
Once again, Lucky Lefty podcast. Malik, Zaire, Shaun Davis. We're talking about the return of Harry Hiestand to the Notre Dame program. Looks to be imminent. Working on contract details. Now, on the back end of this, the other breadcrumb we discussed is it is being reported that Notre Dame would love and like to have former Notre Dame offensive lineman Chris Watt come in, work as an analyst, work as another coach, and to pretty much be the successor for Harry Hiestand once he's done. Because I don't see Harry wanting to do this for another 5, 6, 7 years. Hey, he might want to. Hey, if that's what he wants to do, I'm all for it. But they want that contingency plan in place when Harry does decide to hang it up. So I think that is something that's right now, I would probably say it's about 50-50. I don't know if that's the move that Chris Watt wants to make for his career, if he has better opportunities out there. But if you get both of them in the building, because there's talent on the offensive line. There is plenty of young talent on the Notre Dame offensive line. And coming in
100%.
this class.
100%.
Yeah.
That pipeline is still flowing from Harry being there.
Facts.
So I really do think that it'll be a great transition of guard if Chris Watt can come and get his feet wet and really take in that and embody that Harry personality and coaching, learn the tricks of the trade so it can be a smooth transition of power almost. Because like you said, I doubt he said wants to do this 10 years down the road, but being able to install himself into a former player that was right on the money just as how he coached it. I mean, you couldn't make a better movie script, right? So hopefully we do get Chris Watt. I think it'd be a great career booster to have your former offensive line coach kind of instruct you on how to really do it the right way and give you little tips. You can add your little flavor to it. So it's a real feel good story. But I know the happiest guy in the room has got to be Marcus Freeman, knowing that he has a security blanket at that position. We know if everything else fails, we know the O line is going to be better than average going into each game.
Yo, so another piece of intel that Brian Driscoll dropped on the message board over Irish Breakdown is that when Marcus Freeman got the job, he walked straight down the hallway and told Jeff Quinn, like, yeah, it's a wrap, bro.
Straight up.
That's what his first.
Straight up. You got to get the hell up out of here. And that's exactly why I said that
I think you're on mute.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
I said that's why he's not going to have any second thought about getting rid of Dale Alexander if he's not doing his job.
Right.
I think Marcus Freeman, if anything, is going to make a decision. And he's not going to make it too late. Coach Kelly fortunately got the opportunity to make a decision too late and fire the whole staff, but that doesn't usually happen, right? Marcus Freeman's going to get on the fire early, and he just showed. I'm not surprised by the story because I would do the same thing. I'm like, look, all that spring technique that we got lost in translation somehow, we got to get that up out of here, man.
Get it up out of here. Like, that's the last connection to DK up in this piece that we don't want around. When I heard that, I was like, yo, that's wild. Like,
it is, but it's not because that's a position that wasn't being held accountable at the end of the day. Nobody had a direct answer for why it wasn't working. We had a bunch of runaround and nobody taking responsibility saying, hey, I need to do my job better, right?
And so on top of that, Tommy probably seconded.
Yeah, Tommy was probably standing behind his shoulder like, yeah, man, I'm glad you did that, coach.
Tommy was the consigliere on that bad fella, like, Yeah.
He actually pointed Marcus Freeman which room it was down the hall because he didn't really get the. Yeah, he said he 201. I got it.
He's right there. He's
He
right
just
in that
got back in
film
from
room
lunch.
right now.
He just got done eating. He go in there right now, catch him before the meeting, so we ain't got to worry.
Oh man. So yo, how do you think this goes, right? Because you know how Harry is, right? You've been in practice with Harry Hiestand. You know how Harry is, dude. Like, he's just different. He just coaches different, man. Like, if you got thin skin, don't even come to practice. So, what do you think? The first time they're in practice and Marcus Freeman experiences Harry Hiestand and the way he coaches?
I think it'll be the first scrimmage because usually the competition is what gets coach really riled up, especially if he's working on something before practice. You know they're gonna have to pre-practice,
right?
So they're gonna work on it, and then if that doesn't translate into our live drills, especially it being everybody being more competitive, more energy.
Right.
Hiestand's gonna fit right in because you're gonna see the real passion. You're gonna see it matching Marcus Freeman's energy, and it's just gonna make the team a lot better because it catches you off guard at first because you like, why is he going so crazy? I thought it because it looked good to you, but it didn't look good to Harry. So he's gonna be on the attention to detail heavy, and it'll finally fit. Usually with our boring practices that we had before, Coach Hiestand yelling and looked out of place. He like, man, this guy is crazy. Get this man out of here.
Right.
Now with the energy being different, with it being more competitive, with it being very more passionate from players and coaches both, Coach Hiestand will fit right in. Now he did come from the NFL with the Bears, where he definitely had to curtail some of that personality. So maybe he's grown since the last time I've been around him, but I doubt it, man. That guy's very, very serious about his guys, and he's dedicated to making them better through hella high water for sure.
I still think the first time is gonna get like a eyebrow raise from Marcus Freeman, like, oh,
this is why we brought him back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard the stories, but
a guy like K-Man, I don't know if he can survive that type of coaching. No, I think it's a good and bad because K ain't gonna see what real coaching is like. And the expectation's gonna be there. So it ain't gonna be you need to do better. You either get better or you get lost. It's one of the two where he stands.
That cat, Harry, might actually talk to the head coach now. Because if you watch games, Harry will be all the way at the other end. Wait for Brian.
Because he wouldn't want to talk to Brian because Brian wouldn't have no help or no positive. Coach Kelly just turned and just start yelling. What are they doing? What are they blocking? So, Coach, he's gonna take that very serious. Don't be yelling at his guys, man. Only he can yell at his guys. So
he's like, these are my guys.
Yeah, don't be yelling at his guys like that. So but Coach, he said real respectful, man. He never got out of line with Coach. He just like, look, we just gotta do what Coach want to do, which is always a good guy to work with.
That's the coach I love. I had coaches like that coming up, like, yo, scream at me, because I could take it.
Yeah.
I could take it.
Well, like, you have to take it.
Scream at me. If you want to give me a nickname, go ahead, give me the nickname. You only got once to tell me. You don't have to tell me ever again.
And I don't think any of the linemen ever got upset at him talking to them. Because they knew he was yelling for a good reason 95% of the time. And that whatever it was something serious that could really help him. I think that's the difference between, some.
Oh, we just lost my guy. So basically, he was talking about the difference. You get him back? Let's get to it.
My bad. I'm sorry. I was meaning, that's the difference between coaches that yell at players. How you say, you can't yell at everybody. You got to coach differently. Yeah, if you ain't talking about the right thing, Hiestand is only going to yell at you about something from a technique or from an effort standpoint where you wouldn't get offended because it's like, yeah, that's on me.
Right.
Some coaches get too into it and start talking about mamas and how you was brought up and all type of crazy. They get too deep. Hiestand is a very professional curser outer. He's gonna curse you out on a professional.
He's a proper curser.
Yeah, he's a proper curser where you like, damn, it's harsh, but I get it though. I get it. It's really, it's them curses from your parents that come out of love, but you like, dang, and I didn't mean to disappoint you. You know, it's one of them
Right.
curses.
Let's get this super chat, man. Patrick Giswelli, we appreciate you. Much love. Merry Christmas to you and yours. A little off topic, but how does a game plan get put together during the week? How many plays are actually scripted? I guess let's go. Let's go for regular season because I'm assuming he says week to week. Let's just stick within the season, regular season, not the bowl game.
So within a season, it's really smooth. You start off Monday, you watch some film. Well, it's really Sunday. Sunday, you kind of get the general who you playing. One second, one second. So generally, it starts off Monday. You know, Monday you kick it off. You watching kind of the breakdown. You sit in the team meeting and see the other team's roster of who you playing. Get a general feel. You usually watch, maybe one or two games in your team meeting in your position room, kind of breaking down what the best players are, what do they like to do, that sort of thing. So
Right.
Monday is pretty smooth. Then when you go out to practice on Monday,
Think you're on mute.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, uh, because Sunday you watch the film, Monday when you go out to practice, you just doing your basic. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So Monday when you get out to practice, you just doing your basic, your first down, second down. So you go in, you do your first down, second down plays. This is where you get some of the scripting going. What's the big plays I like? What's some of the runs that I like? Just early base stuff. Then the next day on Tuesday, you get a little bit more into detail. You start focusing on your blitz pickup and some of the different sub packages on third down that you'll be facing. So blitz pickup, third down is on Tuesday, kind of because you got to start it early enough in the week to get some more reps at it.
Right.
On Wednesday, it's a working Wednesday. Now we're installing the full growth of the game plan. You're really cleaning up the first down, second down. You got your first 5 of the 10 plays scripted of what you want to come out with. You know now you're starting to pick different players and scout different players that you want. And then it comes the Thursday. Thursday is where as a quarterback, I'm really jumping in the film room. I'm getting my third down concept plays in my red zone. So now we're working on the red zone. That's always one of the best things to work on throughout the week because now attention to details is very crucial. You got to focus. And then on top of that, at this point, you already know the plays that you want to go to. You're executing the different checks. You know the different if they give you this, what are you going to do? You respond.
Right.
And by Thursday, you're really feeling like you got the total game plan going in. By Friday, I'm going into the game. I'm going into the meeting room myself, getting my own little script together. So now I'm answering questions that I want to have in the defense. So third down, I got 8 thoughts. Those 8 thoughts are predicated off of second 2 to 3, 4 to 6, and then 6, and then 7 to 10. And these are all my thoughts. I'm going in with third down. Usually, it's in connection with the offensive coordinator. So on third and 2 to 3, I got the same 2 thoughts he's thinking, and then we go about calling our plays. So this is about fine tuning things on Friday. You got you know, uh, a perfect practice Friday. So now no balls are touching the ground. Where everything is clean, everything is suited and booed like a dress rehearsal. Saturday, you do your walkthrough, get your good night's sleep. You do all your team meetings. It's meetings, meetings, meetings. So in the beginning of the week is a lot of practicing. Towards the end of the week is a lot of meetings because you want to stay fresh for the game. And then Saturday when it gets here, I mean, you just put it all together, man. It really, if you do it the right way, you go into any environment, you go into any game week really prepared. The confidence you have to go out there and do your job is at a premium. But where it falters at, and where you say why the teams fade off, is because in week 9 or 10 doing that same schedule every day. That's where the difference comes in on guys that got more focus into it than others because it's not easy to stay consistently focused week to week.
Yo. So before we get out of here, we're gonna get your clean sheet. for what you expect Tommy Rees to go into those scripted plays
Yeah.
before the end of the show. So we're looking forward to that. Next week, we're going to have more breakdown of the Fiesta Bowl, dig a little bit deeper, and get into the matchups, get Malik's 3 keys to the game. And then also, don't forget on Christmas Day, we're going to replay our top 3 shows of the year. That's right. The most viewed shows of the year. We're going to replay Christmas Day. So we'll have a lot of content for you on Christmas Day if you have time.
Yeah.
So we get those early Christmas morning because man, I'm resting Christmas Day, bro.
I already
I'm
know.
tired.
I
I'm
already
tired.
know.
Today is my last show from 2 to 6, and I am mad. I'm fried, and I still don't want to come home and wrap gifts. I literally just want people to open boxes like, here, that's the box.
And they old enough to know where it's coming from.
Man, they know absolutely. Let's see. I got Jeff Fluke. Off topic, I think one of the biggest things the Irish have been missing during the BK era is swag. They never showed up and played with an attitude that they were the best team on the field. You talked about that and how what Marcus Freeman is doing with competitive practices and one-on-ones and good on good. You talked about how it's going to impact Notre Dame and how they come out in big games.
100%. And the swag piece, I really just think it was stale. It got too much of the same message where it wasn't converting into what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So 12 years of hearing the same thing, it's hard to get up and have the same swag every year. So with it just being a refresher of not having that last year,
Right.
I think it just would turn up the total team morale and team spirit just because it's just different, and I think that's hopefully we can take advantage of this rejuvenation of our team energy
Yeah.
in the early first 3 or 4 years and get a championship, because after that period it's hard to keep the same intensity up uh as you creeping into year 5, 6, 7. So I think that's kind of what happened with Coach Kelly. That 2012, 13, 14 years, that was that was early enough. That was that crossover point to where you do it or you don't do it. Damn it, you do it and you win, make a dynasty out of it, or if you don't win, you be in this playoff purgatory we've been in for so long. And so
Right.
2012 was that turning point for Coach Kelly at that time. And then after that, the years after, it just became more agonizing and more dull. Even when we went undefeated in the regular season, it wasn't the same excitement as it was in 2012 or even 2015. So it just shows that you can get. I know many people don't say this, but you can get bored with winning. And I think that's something that's rare because you don't get to see 12 years of a head coach no more like that. But 12 years of winning and not coming with championships, it kind of got old for the staff.
See, Matt D says, weren't there stories that Eichenberg got his feelings hurt by Harry more than once? Dude, it wasn't just Eichenberg. There's some dudes in the NFL that got their feelings hurt by Harry Hiestand. They
And it
just
was feelings on a
exactly.
it wasn't like oh, you talked about me. It was like, dang, I thought I was a better player than what I was. You like, damn, was I really was a 5-star in high school, or he making me seem like I'm just starting out? Like I
Yeah,
didn't know.
yeah. I see we have a couple of questions about Dale Alexander. Look, I'm going to say this once again. We've been very adamant. Dale Alexander is basically being interviewed the entire month of December.
Yeah.
During the practices, he's being observed. He's being observed on what he does with the recruits in 2023. Everybody loves him on the staff. Tommy loves him. Marcus loves him. And that's it. And this is my thing, man. We got to relax, right? Because if Marcus Freeman is the one pulling the trigger and agreeing to Harry Hiestand, then you got to give him some leeway if he does decide to bring Dale Alexander back.
That's
Either
right.
you trust him or you don't.
That's right.
I'm not
And I
about to
think,
sit here. I'm not about to sit here and audit every decision that Marcus Freeman makes. All that matters to me is the output.
right.
That's it.
I think we all made a general consensus on Quinn. I think it's different than a Dale because Dale was more of a it kind of just a fire just started. Quinn, the house was burning, so that was the easy way to put that one out. He said, "Oh, that's an easy change to make." With Dale, it's more uncertain because we've never had so much focus on the receiver position in years. So it's really not so much Dale. It's just an indictment on the narrative of the position for so long
Yeah.
that now in this refresh, we like, you know what? We do need to look at that receiver room a little harder.
Right.
We so used to saying, "Oh, we can't score points. That's because of the offensive coordinator, because of the coach, because that's the style, because of all these reasons." But when we start clearing away all those big things and start really looking at it, Marcus Freeman saw it from the jump. He's like, you know what? That receiver room, that's been a common denominator that people have been talking about. And
Right.
I think it's bigger than just the Dale thing. This is just looking
That's
at our offensive production.
that's all we've been saying. People are so focused, man. Stop falling for, Brian Kelly. The Brian Kelly era always gave you scapegoats.
Yeah.
Always. To steer everything away from him. Always gave you scapegoats. All the time. Jeff Quinn, scapegoat.
Easy.
L. Alexander, scapegoat.
The strength and conditioning staff, straight scapegoat.
Yeah. It's like, yo, hey, my man, you were not the recruiter you needed to be as the head coach, and you didn't set the tone you needed to set. Well, that's that. You didn't lead properly. So now Marcus Freeman is giving Dale Alexander an opportunity under his atmosphere to see if he can live up to that and his expectations. If he can, cool. If he can't, like you said, he'll tell him, and we're going to move on. But if he decides to keep Dale Alexander on, relax.
Yeah.
Relax. Wait a minute, because the last I checked, he recruited Lorenzo Styles Jr., right?
That's what I'm saying. We still got dynamic guys. It's
Was Lorenzo ready to play when he got his opportunity as a
should have
freshman?
been playing. That's the thing. Should have been.
And he
playing.
wasn't playing. His reason for not playing had nothing to do with Dale Alexander.
Had nothing to do with Dale.
Nothing.
Dale, like, you gotta let me let the dogs out, man.
So I understand, man. And then what people don't want to just go ahead and admit is like, if you're gonna blame Dale, then you got to point to Tommy too.
And that's what we talked about.
That quarterback room has been suspect too.
And that's exactly why I was saying this is a bigger indictment on the offensive coordinator, because there's no way you can sit there and blame the receiver room. That's a dependent position.
Right.
And the quarterback coach is also the offensive coordinator. You can't tell me them two ain't talking every day about what they're trying to do with the receiver and the quarterback.
Right.
So yeah, if Dale's not doing his job, he's got some help on not doing it. He ain't, unless he in there being super combative with Tommy.
Right.
If that was the case, he would be gone like Jeff Quinn. I think Marcus Freeman has to be careful of just outing Dale, because that's outing Tommy at the same time, because it'll just fall right down the stem if you get a superstar.
Right.
Yeah, if you get a superstar receiver coach, like we've been asking for, and we still not putting up points, then it's gonna fall right on Tommy. So I think Marcus Freeman is just trying to make the right move and not move too hastily, because that's literally like taking the card out of the stack of the house of cards. You don't want to move the wrong piece and the whole thing falls down. So there's got to be a real evaluation, which is going to take time. We got time. And I think this first game, with them being able to do their own thing, getting ready for this one, and then getting through the spring and summer, is enough time for Marcus Freeman to really make that right move.
And you really get to see his coaching chops when you're doing competition one-on-one.
Converting players.
Now you can say, yo, why are the receivers struggling getting off press?
Yeah. Because I know we just switched him over, but he played in high school.
Right.
So I need you to make that jump for me in his technique, because that's what's demanding of the team. We got guys that can play anything.
That's a fact. And it's like, man, as fans, we hear these narratives and we hear people on different podcasts and different shows talk about certain coaches and everything. And that's fine. I think all of us will agree that Dale Alexander hasn't really performed up to expectations. But once again, if you're going to say Dale Alexander hasn't performed, then you got to say Tommy Rees hasn't performed.
That's
You
right.
name
That's right.
name me the elite quarterback that has been brought to Notre Dame and developed.
Because it's different now than Jeff Quinn's relation to Tommy. Because Jeff Quinn's relation to Tommy, we looked at the O line and be like, okay, the O line is clearly disjointed from the total offense because they're not. You can see that there's things that they can be fixed individually.
Right.
When you're talking about the receiver coach now, and then you're looking at our numbers, you're like, yeah, there's something that y'all not talking about in that meeting or getting across in the game plan enough to get guys involved. You know, it's bigger than just getting off a press. It's like, man, we don't see Kevin Austin in some games at all.
At all.
and we all know watching that he need to be catching the ball about 6-7 times a game.
Easily.
Because that can be done.
Right.
And when you're looking at the offense, you're seeing nothing but Kyron catching passes and running the ball. You're like, wait a minute. I know he's great, but we got some receivers that can catch that thing too. Kyron shouldn't be catching all the football. So it's something where you can't really out him, but you are going to be able to evaluate with this style of practice, with how Marcus Freeman's doing things. And, you know, one of the things that's best about Marcus Freeman, he's from Dayton. So his managing skills are top tier. You know, he's going to give him the right, looks and
just had to squeeze that in there, didn't you? Just had to squeeze that Dayton thing in there.
You know, think about it, we had the NCR, National Cash Register. You know, these are big companies. GM came out of Dayton. So just imagine the management level skills you got to have. Hire and fire skills you got to have. Being from a city like that. So Marcus Freeman is more than just a football coach, man. This man is a life manager.
So he's built for it.
He's built for it. Come on.
We've been talking about it the last week. Look, there is a symmetry ever since losing CJ to USC late, like the night before signing day. There's a symmetry between the quarterback room and the wide receiver room. Okay, this is not hard. The best wide receivers go where the best quarterbacks are.
That's it. And every quarterback has a best friend receiver on the team. Any tandem you've seen in college, they've been sort of good friends on and off the field. Like Baker Mayfield, great relationship with CeeDee Lamb, right? You got CJ Stroud. I know he's kicking it with all his boys at Ohio State. I know Bryce Young talk about his receivers all the time. Call them by their first name. Talking about John when it's really Mechie.
Mechie, right.
he called him John. So, and that's the thing I'm missing. I haven't seen Jack, nor have I seen Tyler really dig into their relationship with any of the receivers. It's been like those guys are down the hall and I'm down here, and then we just get on the practice field. We connect. You know, that's not at all an attractive recruiting piece.
No.
When you go and recruit as a receiver, you like, hey, y'all hang out with the quarterback at all? Nah, man, he got his own life. That's not good either. So I'm gonna need Tyler to do a better job off the field and getting connected and better established relationships with recruits and your receivers, because that matters. You know, the one thing that made us different in 2015 is that those guys are my friends. I knew what kind of Xbox games Will liked to play. I knew what kind of food Breezy liked to eat at the cafeteria. I knew Corey's whole presidential schedule for the student body. You know, I knew our guys. You know, I went and worked out with Tori and threw the baseball one time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a relationship with those guys off the field to really have a connection that you can win with on the field. So I know from just looking at the program outside in, Tyler didn't really know them receivers like that.
No.
And you could probably tell they probably didn't talk that much outside the field anyway.
Yeah. And it's crazy because one of the publications, man, that covers Notre Dame just kind of went hard at Tyler, talking about, well, he only started for a team one season. He didn't play last year, this, that, and other. It's like, man, either you can play or you can't.
Straight
Like,
up.
man, football is really look. Either you have it or you don't, and if you don't have it, either you're gonna work hard to get it.
Yeah.
Like football is life. It's life, man. It's real deal, but it's life.
Straight up.
Everybody goes through something. Everybody has to work hard to get to where they are, and it's no different. And it's the same thing with these coaches. Tommy Rees knows that they haven't had the quarterback room right. He knows.
Yeah.
Dale
I mean, he was
Alexander
in
knows. Yes,
it. He was in it.
he was in it. Dale
There's no
Alexander
excuse.
knows. He knows.
No excuse.
He knows. And Marcus Freeman knows.
He knows too.
All right. For him to immediately get the job and walk down the hallway, like, hey, Jeff, let me holler at you for a second.
That was your first move.
Yo. Like, he knew. Like, I'm going to keep you around, give you a Fiesta Bowl check. But after that, it's a wrap.
Yeah, because I'm bringing in real coaches.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And Dale.
But the thing is, I think Hiestand would still be there if he didn't get into it with Kelly.
Yeah.
I think Hiestand left because of Kelly, but he would still be there if it wasn't for Kelly. You know.
Facts.
Like we would have never had a Tim Quinn episode because Tim Quinn wouldn't have been there. You know.
Yeah. Connor Nepper says the team has connected with Freeman in 1 month more than they did with Kelly in 12 years. Future of the program is promising.
See, I wouldn't say listen, like we still gotta win games. I think the changes in how we run the program that Marcus Freeman has put in makes the difference. But you know, you can lose these kids quick if you're not winning. So I don't want to say more than Coach Kelly did in 12 years, because let's be honest, them 12 years, Coach Kelly put in a lot of work of consistency, which is the hardest thing to do in football. And, you know, you like your boss or not, you got to like him enough to win that many years in a row.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm not saying that we won 12 years for Kelly, but it was some sort of relationship for us to be winning all them games consistently enough through the years. So do we probably like Marcus Freeman better? Yeah, but there's a lot of things we like. You know, we trying to fall in love and make something really happen. So that comes with wins.
You know how, and most of us, we have significant others. If you have a significant other, you know what I'm talking about. You know, she asks you to do something, right? Like she can't get to it and she'll ask you to go to the grocery store, go grocery shopping, or she'll ask you to clean the kitchen, you know, and you do it to the best of your abilities.
Yeah.
You don't do it the way she does it. You do it to the best of your abilities. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, like cleaning the dishes. You clean them, but
right.
You clean them your way.
But then you don't really clean the granite countertop like she does.
Yeah, because you thinking about the dishes. You said, what about
That's
the
all
microwave?
you're thinking about.
You're not
That's
gonna get the microwave?
Right. You're not gonna clean out the microwave. It's like
you're like that's not in the little dishwater.
Right. And so that was pretty much the BK era, man. It's like in order to get to a national championship and win one, you had to get to that Nick Saban, Urban Meyer level.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And BK was only willing to do his best.
He was only willing to get 2/3. He was like, Mama, I did good on the test. I got a C.
He wasn't willing to go to that next level of other people. He was just willing to do his best.
Because he knew nothing could happen to him there.
Yeah.
You know, he was in control of his own destiny. If he messed around, he won a championship, he like, oh, I got expectations.
Oh, bro.
Dude. It wouldn't have been 12 years, I tell you that. Look at Ed Orgeron.
Patrick said, I get in trouble all the time for this. I don't clean up to our standards. We all do.
And you know what's funny? The standards don't be explained till when you're done. You know,
like you got to be very clear. Don't give me any outs. Don't
if you
say
give me outs, I'm taking them.
Right.
Well, shit, you didn't say the stove. Right. You didn't say the stove, so I'm gonna just do good at what I know I'm supposed to do.
Dude, that's all you asked me to do. You asked me to wash the dishes and sweep the floor. I did it.
Yeah. You adding stuff. You moving the goalposts. You making it seem like I came in here and didn't do nothing.
Right. You didn't ask me to mop. You didn't ask me to mop. That's not what you asked me to do.
You said I can do it. You know,
Right.
I wasn't thinking about it, but I can do it. But you can't put me out there like that.
Man. So yeah, dude, that and it's cool. It's cool because as fans, we're appreciative of that. But man, can we get somebody that goes above and beyond?
Yeah.
That wants to go above and beyond.
Yeah, hey, maybe Marcus Freeman to clean out the refrigerator. You know, he ain't even asked for that. That's a springtime Sunday morning type of thing. You done did it on a Wednesday. I know you serious about winning.
That's what it takes. Let's get to it, bro.
Petticoat. Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing. Now, you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you. You don't? No.
What is today's pettiest story?
Yo, Petty Junction, teach it every day, right here, Lefty Podcast. So, yo, in my Christmas spirit, man, Merry Christmas to everybody. All of these fools out here stealing DoorDash, stealing Uber Eats, stealing packages off doors as people drop them off, their Christmas gifts, all of that, man. I got to put you on the petty train, man. And I understand, it's tough times. It's tough times right now. But I've never been a proponent of crushing somebody else's dreams to make mine come true. But I guess it is what it is, man. We talked about our experience with DoorDash this week. But I've had like 3 members of my family call and say, man, they stole, the kids' packages, the kids' gifts off the front porch. I'm just bold, like just in the Ring camera, like, yo, what's up? Let me snatch these packages.
These right here, I'm going to have to take these and dip off.
And the Fiesta Bowl is petty. I want to put the Fiesta Bowl on the petty train, bro. I don't know if you saw this, but Oklahoma State and Notre Dame, the players and staff all got PS5s yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, y'all could have put that on the market, man. Y'all don't have to get into PS5s, man. First of all, most of the cats already got PS5s.
Most of them.
And this is the thing. They selling those, dude.
Yeah, you done created a market for the players, man.
They're selling those.
Flip City out there.
Yo, every Notre Dame player put that on eBay last night.
Made some extra Christmas money, man.
Absolutely. Another $1,300. Easy.
In the pocket.
In the pocket.
Because they playing the PS5 now.
I'm like that. Right. That's my point. They're playing the PS5 now. So let's say that's about staff, players. Oh, you talking about 100?
There's
PS5?
a lot of people that order Walmart PS5s that couldn't get them.
That's an extra 200 that could have been on the market at QVC, Walmart,
yeah,
GameStop,
anywhere, Target, all the places,
all of them.
So it just really coming down to one thing.
Come on,
Santa and Christmas has turned a bunch of y'all into Grinches.
Yo,
y'all here stealing the babies' toys, stealing the man's DoorDash, giving the presents to the wrong kids. I mean, good grief. Where have we come to? So everybody at Christmas time is a little petty.
Man. It's petty. Beyond petty. Then one of the malls, that's one of my favorite malls here in the Chicagoland area, they had a shootout in the mall. Like, what are we doing?
That's not Christmas. That's not Christmas
Oakbrook
spirit.
Mall. Oakbrook Mall back in the day was like the low key mall, right?
Yeah.
Because you had the malls in the city and close around the city that most people went to. Oakbrook's about 35-minute drive.
Yeah, out the way.
Yeah, so it was real low key.
They done brought the beef to Santa, man.
Dude, that's what we doing?
Nobody in no
Everybody
real Christmas spirit. You supposed to be,
relax, get you some hot chocolate, some Mrs. Fields cookie, and just walk around. Dude, we used to go to the mall. See, this is when I know people are not happy with life. And I hope it changes. I really do. Because back when I came home from college, if I didn't have money, I just walked around the mall to scope the scene.
Hey, that was what the move was. That was the move. And everybody would be back in town.
Yes.
It'd be like a big, like a club social gathering. Now, everybody's beating down everybody's doors for packages.
Man.
They ain't even trying to talk. They like, man, you got that package? Oh, you got that TV? You got that?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? And
that was the best time coming home from breaks.
This is one of the problems, bro. Right here. These young cats ain't got no game.
None.
This is their game. Right here.
No game. No, you know they be shaking in their boots, talk to somebody walking past. Man. Shaking in their boots.
Dude, you know what it was like? Oh, wait a minute, dude. You know what it was like to go to the mall
with your homeboys
and leave with papers like this folded up in your pocket, dude?
Straight up. You would have thought you had a bunch of little tickets.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You get to the crib, you pulling papers out like, all right, that's that number.
Yep. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday plans right there.
You know, everybody else Christmas shopping, I'm picking up numbers.
Because you had to work hard for them numbers. You wasn't it wasn't no you wait around, she seen the message, she reply. No, you right there, it's 30 seconds what you got.
Right.
Because I gotta go to this store this way, you going this way. And I ain't really trying to stop in the middle of the mall.
Right.
So we need something quick. We need what you got.
Eugene Williams said, man, listen, University Park Mall used to be the joint to walk around, yo. Just to see the people. That's all I'm saying. Like you said, everybody's home for Christmas. Everybody.
Yeah. Old flings, new flings, people you ain't seen in a minute, you know.
Sit in the food court for a little bit.
Yeah, food court. You ain't get no food. You looking to eat something else. You trying to get on the numbers. That's right.
Just scoping the scene. So we're getting ready to get out of here, man. Merry Christmas to everyone. Malik, you have an announcement for our drawing for the Fiesta Bowl tickets?
Yes, we do. We got Jamie out of Rockville, Virginia. She didn't show love. So we want to show love right back because we spin it different on the Lucky Lefty podcast, man. Shout out to Jamie out of Rockville, Virginia. We're going to get you right, Jamie.
Woo! Congratulations, man. Big winner, Fiesta Bowl tickets. We are presented and featured by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com. It's that premium American whiskey. Go and get some today.
Christmas time.
OnoraWhisky.com. That's what's up. Juan Lozado says, by the way, all my Nas fans, go listen to the new album with Hit Boy called Magic. It's all right.
You said it's all right.
It's all right. This is my first listen.
If it's that good on your first listen, it ain't gonna get better.
No, I didn't say it was that good. I said it's all right. That's what I said. You know, listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. And I said on the back end, it is my first listen.
This guy was
so I'm going to give it a second listen. And look, I'm not a Hit Boy fan.
Okay. So you don't like the producer. Okay.
I think his drums are trash.
That's saying a lot.
See, I'm a drum dude.
Okay, so you listening for a certain sound.
Be on point for me, my favorite producers are beasts with the drums. Okay. Premier, Dilla's
my favorite.
Drum masters. I love even Swiss Beats.
You got some bangers, yeah.
Swiss is not like in my top 5, but Swiss is he's a beast with the drums. Like I do. You got to catch me with the drums from a production standpoint.
I get that. That's a fair listen because you listening for a sound that he ain't really bringing.
That's what it is. You know. Now I will say that opening track, I haven't heard Nas flow like that in a long time.
He had a chance.
That's what that caught my ear immediately. Like, oh snap! Like, okay,
Yeah, you the one that gave Jigga problems with that ether.
here we go. Here we go.
I thought it fit.
Man, Indie Irish fan 61. Glad to hear old school holiday talk from one long-time Irish fan to you, Shaun and Malik. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, Indie Irish fan 61. Yeah, man. Look, I'm not being disrespectful. I just said my first listen wasn't like an in-depth listen. You know how you put something on?
See, that's a better explanation than saying all right. You summed it up as all right. Like, oh.
It's all right.
See, but you gotta give the context of I ain't really listen for real.
That's not what I said. See, that's not what I said, man. Stop putting words in my mouth. That's not what I said. What I said was I was doing something else as I was listening. I have to give it a more in-depth listen the second time around, which I'll probably do as I drive into work. And then I'll give my true assessment of what I think.
Like they always say, don't let them bars fly over your head now.
It'll be different if I just came out like, yo, that's trash. Knowing that I haven't given it a proper listen.
So you give it an eye to kind of save the judgment.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because I can't go either way. I can't be like, oh, it's fire. I can't say that.
But so you're not gonna say it's trash, even though you kind of felt like what you was listening to wasn't up to par.
Well, no, I go in glass half empty because of Hit Boy.
Okay, so you're already thinking the sound ain't coming off right.
Just for my personal preference.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like out of the last three, King's Disease was my favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
The last three, you know, I think from like tracks 7 through like 12 on King's Disease 2, it was like, okay, like he picked up the pace. But other than that, you know, you listen because it's Nas, not because it's Hit Boy. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, these are real evaluations now. At least we can say this is an honest evaluation.
Oh, Nas is the reason why I clicked on the album. I didn't click on the album because it was Hit Boy. I mean, let's be honest. We've been listening to Nas over Suspect beats for a long time.
Yeah, he's never chose great beats. Like never. Like so he's known for not choosing great beats.
So nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. We've been listening to Nas lyrics over Suspect beats his entire career.
That's just his thing.
So Hit Boy fits that mold. Suspect beats.
Well, now we know. Well, hopefully you take another listen over that Santa holiday, man. You good.
No, I'm taking a listen today. I'll take a listen today. I'll take a listen today. We can talk about it Monday.
Let's do that.
I'll put myself on the petty train.
for non-honest evaluations.
You know?
No doubt. I'm excited for this game, though, man. We getting ready to see this game pop off New Year's. We're going to get a show in before that.
Now we can really, really talk about the game. Like, really, really talk about the game. You got to give your clean sheet before we get out of here.
That's right. Clean sheet. I think the key to victory, or the 3 keys to victory for Notre Dame, we got to start fast. Meaning, I want to see a turnover in the first quarter. That's how fast I'm talking about. Turnover in the first quarter. 21 points by half. I don't think we've gotten beyond 21 points yet. I'll just say cap for 21 for the half. And we got to hold Oklahoma State's offense under 300 yards. We do those 3 things. They're very specific things. We do those 3 things, we'll come out with a dub 100%.
All right. I can rock with that. See, this is the type of stuff you start right here. You won't be disappointed with the new Nas album. When was the last time? That's not supposed to be drop anything at all.
Yeah, when the last time?
Nas is playing catch up. If we talking about hits, he got a long way. He got a long way to catch up in hits, record sold, Grammys. We can go down the list. Hov can sit out another 10 years and still be ahead.
The thing is, I got a Lil Wayne versus Hov versus list that we got to go through. We can go song for song, and I think you'll be surprised.
How do you can't pick the Hov list? You don't get to pick the Hov list.
What you mean? This is his best. This is
you won't even dig. No, you won't even dig deep.
This is a general consensus on Hov's best work. That's all. This is a general consensus on Hov's best work. We put them songs in there.
No. General consensus according to who? You ain't got some list off of the internet.
It's the internet. The internet know what they talking about.
No. Now I really don't respect it. I really don't respect it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna bring my list next time. We can go through it. See if you respect that list.
Just give me 5 of the joints you got now. Give me 5 of the whole joints you got on this list.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up. Let me give you one second. Let me pull it up.
I know you didn't dig deep on features. I already know that.
No, we ain't had to dig. Look, we ain't had to dig on features because we trust Hov, right? We trust our guy Hov.
You know what? We go ahead and put a versus. We can make a playlist on Tidal and just make it the Lucky Lefty podcast. Hov versus Wayne versus playlist. Yeah,
that's definitely because think about we got Encore. That's a great song for a versus.
Are you kidding me?
That's a great song for a versus.
Encore, bro.
Excuse me, miss. That's a great song for a versus.
You don't watch verses, do you? Nobody playing excuse me, miss on a versus. Man, come on, man.
Well, Lil Wayne got Malik up.
The versus is about energy, man. Ain't nobody playing excuse me, miss.
I bet you know all the words.
That has nothing to do with using it for verses. That's not good strategy. What are you talking about?
That's the song to go to because you talking about getting the fans hyped and remembering the good times and the great songs and the hits. That's the one.
Go ahead. What's the next one, man?
I'm real disappointed. You disregarding excuse me, miss now at Encore. Don't you want more?
You're not using Encore in a versus, man. No. Excuse me, miss was the issue.
I mean,
if you can use Encore, that's fine.
See, hold on. We gotta get your song because you want to get mixtape songs and stuff. You want to get songs for
I'm digging deep.
You digging before he was even Jay-Z.
I'm talking about Brooklyn's Finest with Biggie. I'm pulling stuff.
You pulling stuff that here we go.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have an outdated list. You're gonna be talking about, you have people saying this unreleased music. You digging too deep in the crates. You got people thinking it's unreleased.
No.
We didn't do that. Spotify playlist, my Wayne playlist versus your Jay-Z playlist.
Here's Delusions of Grandeur right here. Cuba Puig. Y'all crazy. Lil Wayne, we get on stage and destroy Jay-Z.
See, I don't know about destroy. See, they talking to you.
You're out of your mind.
See, it must be a young guy.
See, that's that foolishness, dude. That foolishness. That's that foolishness, right? That's like Tyrone Woodley thought he was going to get in the ring and kill Jake Paul and got knocked out. The same thing's going to happen to Wayne. All y'all be talking all that.
See, you give it too much credit.
You're going to get to like song 10 and cats are going to be like, well, man, something wrong with Wayne's mic. Y'all gonna start making excuses then. Then y'all gonna start making, well, this, well, that. Nah, he just ain't that dude.
Okay,
that's not that dude.
Too much Wayne slander. I'm gonna have to get off, man, until we do this verse.
It can only be one.
It can only be one. That's right.
It can only be one. Well, look at this right here, dude. You're 40 plus, and I know just as much about hip hop today than you do.
Okay, there we go. So you got.
I'm a backpacker. That ain't got nothing. Age has nothing to do.
You a real historian?
I know more Wayne verses than you do. I guarantee that. I guarantee it. I'm on Wayne's mixtape stuff before he hit big.
Okay, yeah, that's where you pulling from.
Until he did the first card.
See, that's what we got to pull from. People don't really respect Wayne before the mainstream music.
Thank you.
If we talking non-mainstream music, Wayne up there.
Especially if you can play Wayne stuff that he wrote for the Hot Boys. If we doing that, if we just playing stuff that he contributed to, play his Hot Boy stuff.
We should do a whole music podcast now. Look,
man, don't disrespect me because of my age. I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude. I'm not that one, man. I'm not a bitter 40-year-old that's just stuck in my era.
Stuck in the air. No, you versatile.
I give credit to whom credit is due.
And
you are sorry. That's a sorry mindset. If you think he's killing whole, you're right.
Got Shaun started, man. Talking about this music, man.
Killing whole. Where? Once again, catching up. We all know the numbers don't line up for nobody in hip hop. Records sold, Grammys, not lining up for nobody.
Well, it might Drake if we're talking about awards.
What'd you say?
If we talking awards, you're gonna have to put Drake up in there now.
Drake playing catch up too.
Drake got I don't know. Drake climbing the charts pretty fast now.
He don't have the Grammys, dog. He had the Grammys.
Kanye got more Grammys.
Yes.
Kanye got about 10 Grammys.
You just made a perfect. Hove is MJ. Kanye is Kobe.
Oh, right? Look.
And Drake and Wayne are LeBron.
And KD.
Wait. So y'all go ahead and debate. Cause see, I'm not like y'all generation. I don't automatically put LeBron over Kobe. I don't.
You got to though.
That's a debate.
In a vacuum, you're putting LeBron over Kobe. That's
a debate. But that's a debate.
That's not.
Yes. Oh, it's absolutely a debate.
They're debating Jordan and LeBron.
No,
there's even a bigger debate over Kobe and Jordan.
Not even close. Jordan and LeBron's not even close.
Huh?
Not even close. This man won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP at 38. That's not close. Bron ain't winning nothing near Defensive Player of the Year right now.
Who's playing better in year 19 than LeBron James ever? It's not a person on the planet.
Once again,
it's not a person on the planet. You talk about 38. Who's playing better than LeBron?
I'm gonna take Herm Edwards. Why do we play the game? Why do we play? Because either we're gonna talk stats or we're gonna talk why we play the game.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
One or the other.
What we doing?
If we're playing the game.
Once again.
LeBron got it.
Tell me this ain't pimp. Tell me this ain't pimp. You win 3 straight. Wait. You win 3 straight and step away. Step away. Like y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a chance.
I'm gonna give y'all a chance.
Right. And then come back and win 3 straight again. Are you kidding me?
Now, let's be honest. It was only a year.
About what? What we being
you
honest
act like
about?
he had stepped away and went into Buddhist monkism or something.
No, he went and played baseball.
Just for a year? It wasn't a long time. You think Michael Jordan would forget to play basketball in 1 year?
Listen to me. He left the league and said, hey, man, y'all can't do nothing with me. So I'm going to step away. Y'all
during that year he stepped away, Scotty was one of the top players, if not one of the top players in the league. So, he had to do was be better than Scotty.
You're right.
That's not saying much.
You're right. Scotty had an MVP year. What did Scotty do the following year? Y'all want to talk about
The better player came back.
No. At the time that he came back 50 games into the season, 50, 60 games into the season, what was Scotty doing? And the Bulls were 500. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about that. The Bulls were trending down and trash. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Once again, y'all want to throw Scotty. Scotty had one good season at this level.
He did.
Then the next season he fell off.
So
He
you're
fell
not
off for the
getting
first 6
behind
games.
Scotty talking about Jordan and all that, huh?
It's like the dude. Bulls went to the conference finals. Yes, that year after. Why? Because they still had BJ, they still had Horace Grant, they still had Scottie Pippen. Oh yeah, they went to the conference. First of all, they didn't go to the conference finals. They lost to the Knicks in the semifinals. Get it correct. Get it right. But what happened the next year? Could Scotty reduplicate that? Can he stay on that level? No. Thank you. Thank you. It's all about doing it over and over again. Like Kobe, like LeBron, and like MJ. So stop. Stop.
The Scotty when they flying.
This dude told the league, I'm going to give y'all 2 years to catch up.
2 years.
And you still couldn't catch up to me.
Well, what's harder, taking a break or going 9 straight? See, that even rhymes. Taking a break or going 9 straight. I feel like 9 straight, all them games and add up now.
Hey, dude, look at this. Look at this. Now, see this right here. I'm going to show you how fair I am. I'm going to show you how fair I am. Look at this. You see what J-Man said?
Yeah.
He said he's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct.
Now you talk about correct. Biggie only got a couple albums.
So, what do you mean? What does that mean?
In comparison to Jay-Z's whole catalog?
So what are we talking about? Who's the better MC?
Body of work, obviously. It's got to be body of work. It's got to be.
Is 2 for 2? Is he 2 for 2 an
He's
album?
definitely 2 for 2. Definitely 2 for 2.
2 for 2. That's all you can go on. He's 2 for 2.
I think he's a better MC.
That's
I would much rather go see Biggie.
I agree with that.
Rap in person.
Bring me Biggie. Don't come talking to me about Lil Wayne. Don't do that crap. I don't want to hear that crap. No. Man, come on, man.
So Biggie's acceptable. Lil Wayne's not acceptable.
Bro, Wayne's last 3 albums, Malik.
See, it's a change in music, though. It's a change in music that last 3 albums.
No. I don't care about the change in music. You know darn well the last 3 albums are not at the same level.
You're not getting the same Wayne in them last 3.
Absolute. But you don't have to get the same Wayne and drop down. You can get a different Wayne and it still be fire.
It's tuned to a different crowd. That's all.
That's not true.
But it definitely is.
Not true.
The last 3 are tuned to a different crowd, and one is past its release date, like the Carter
only if
5
you have one-way ears. Maybe you have one-way ears. I don't have one-way ears. Because I'll hop in the car right now and listen to Joshua Tree, U2 Joshua Tree all the way down.
Wait a minute. You got to think about it, though. One of his releases, the Carter 5, should have been released 5-6 years ago. So it's just out of place in time. But if it dropped when it was supposed to drop, we wouldn't be having the same sentiments about his last couple music. Also, you got to think Wayne was the better MC. If we talk about Biggie over Jay-Z as MC, Wayne's a better MC than Jay-Z. Jay-Z just knows how to make music that spans the test of time. That's the difference.
That's cool, but you're getting away from the argument, which is the verses. That's all debatable. I don't have a problem with that. My point is that verses would be what Cincinnati did at Notre Dame Stadium this year.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Control the game. It'll be a nice close game in the 4th quarter, but when you look at it for the fullness of it, Cincinnati had control of that entire game.
Ah, look.
Jay will control that entire verses, dude.
Yeah,
verse.
It's something worth seeing. It's definitely something worth seeing. Him having the whole nobody can even step on the stage, I don't think that's true.
Dude, I think Lil Wayne will have a problem in the verses against Kanye.
But those are all the greats, though. You talking about top 3.
That's all I'm saying. This stuff right here, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Jada
is a better lyricist than Lil Wayne.
It depends on what you want to hear. It depends on what you want to hear. Wayne can talk a little bit.
People rock with that.
Yeah, if you want the hardcore how the game go, Jadakiss. But if you want a
For sure.
versatile lyric, melodic lyrics, gotta go with Wayne. Everything rhyme with Rain. You like, dang, how you put that together?
And see, J. Cole lyrically will smoke Drake. See, I don't disrespect Drake
Drake is
like that.
the Beethoven of our
Like
time.
Drake gets a lot of respect for me because
Musically, he's just got it, man. He just put it together so smooth.
and I do. J. Cole is one of those dudes.
That brings you back to like how you thought about rap in high school, where it was all lyrical and it meant something and it was good music.
You know what? You know what? J. Cole only has like two speeds to me.
Okay, I like that analogy. I agree with
His
that.
rhyme pattern is da 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 da. It's like his rhyme pattern is the same. You can he has two rhyme patterns, maybe three, and it doesn't matter what the beat is.
Cause he talking to you the whole time. He ain't rapping to you, he talking to you.
Right. So I'm like,
but that's Jay-Z. Jay-Z don't have no different patterns. He just be kicking it to you. But that's what make him classic. He just kick it to you. He ain't
got to disrespect just oozes
he ain't
out.
hitting no different octaves. He ain't doing no.
See how the disrespect just oozes out of you? Just oozes out of you. D Beezy, what's up, D Beezy? Merry Christmas to you. Says, reasonable or illmatic? It depends on the day. I gotta keep it real. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. It depends on the day. Like it's days that, illmatic, because music takes you back to like that time.
Yeah. What you were feeling that time.
So illmatic takes me back to like being on campus, And reasonable doubt takes me to like that summer.
See, that's two different vibes, man.
So it's two different vibes. It's like that was a really good summer, that reasonable doubt summer. And like I remember going to the midnight sale at Rock Records on Green Street and grabbing that Illmatic and throwing it in the Nissan Sentra. Like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Nah, straight up.
So it hits. They both mean two totally different things to me, man.
Well, for Christmas, let's say if you had to pick one for Christmas, which one would be under your tree?
I wake up tomorrow morning and I tell, I'm telling Google Play to play Christmas, I probably would play Illmatic.
Yeah.
I probably would play Illmatic tomorrow. Yep.
See, I like that you took your time with that one. It wasn't a rush decision.
Because, like, real talk, man, like, reasonable doubt was like lingo I had never heard. Like, I never, like that hustler.
Yeah.
Like, Jay did it. He was coming with it with a smooth, it's different. Like, we had heard, like, gangster, hustler talk.
Yeah.
Because Cats in the South was doing that.
But he ain't see it on no melodic level where
he was doing the hustler talk a different way. So it was kind of like, this is crazy. Man. I remember the first time I heard Life's a Bit come on, I was like,
man,
this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Whose world is this? Dude, it ain't hard to tell. Fam, I was done. I was done. And this was the time back when that dropped, there was no instant, something drops and we have instant reaction to it.
Nah, it's something that builds
like
up.
A wave coming from the East Coast, and by the time it got to the Midwest, it was just like, yo, this is incredible. We've never heard anything like this in hip hop ever.
Ever. No,
Like
straight up.
the album literally changed the game. It literally
It did.
changed the game.
It did. I mean, it made
So,
everything different after that.
As much as I love Jay, like I'm honest.
You and LeBron definitely are hip hop historians.
I don't know about that other dude, but I don't know.
So you don't like his basketball, you don't like his music history knowledge, you don't like none of that about Bron, man. That's messed up.
See, this is when you know people and their feelings. Nobody who did anybody
We
on
ain't
this show
dissing Wayne.
disrespect Wayne?
No.
Nobody disrespected Wayne.
We talk about he's up there with the greats, so it's worth talking about.
Nobody disrespected Wayne. Exactly. All right, man. We gave out. Hey, if Driscoll was in this conversation, all he would say is Wu-Tang. That's his favorite.
That's his whole thing is
That's
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. That's it. All right, man. We'll see you guys. We'll be back Monday, rebroadcasting of our top 3 shows this weekend on the Lucky Lefty Podcast YouTube channel. From my boy Malik Zaire. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Be safe. Spend it different.
That's right.